Hello, happy Sunday. How are you, my friends? Welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev, and thank you so much for being here. When you walk in, can you just tell me who you are? Tell me hi, where you're from, and let me know if you're new here. I would like to welcome you properly if I see that you're new, and all our friends would like to say hi and welcome as well. Hi, Karen. It is Sunday. It is time for my live in 2 minutes. So we will just chat a minute until others get on. I've had a very, very busy weekend. Hi, Andrea. I had my 3 daughters over yesterday, which is, I have one or I have 2, or, I never have all 3 of them, or not never, but rarely do I have all 3 of them at once. And also one of my son-in-laws, and then 3 of my great-grandchildren. Hello, Stephanie, and my mom and pop-in-law. So we had a barbecue, and the girls jumped in the pool and played in the yard. And well, I say the girls, my great-grandchildren. I forget that Atlas, he's almost 2. He'll be 2 in November. Hi, Diane. He was here as well. Usually just the girls come. And actually, I didn't even know he was here when I walked out to the backyard. He was sitting in the one of the chairs, and I didn't even see him for a minute. And he's so quiet, but he was fun. Hi, Bev. We had a lot of fun with the kids. And then today we went to a Giants game, and I was with my grandson and his girlfriend and one of my daughters and and my grandson's girlfriend's parents. Hi, Lily. Hi, Lily. And we just had a blast. It was a nail biter. We did win the game, but boy, oh boy. Hi, Carol. So that was a ton of fun. We took Bart, and on the way back on Bart, I ran into one of my customers and friends, Patty, and she saw me first, and so then I ran over and sat with her. We chatted a little bit. I hadn't seen her in a very long time, so that was nice to catch up. And now I got home in time. I think we got home about 5 o'clock. And ready to visit with you guys and show you my next project. Hey, Nikki, how are you? So anyway, it's been a busy weekend, and it's going to be a busy week. I have my other grandson, Bryce, coming home on Wednesday. He's a lineman, and he is coming home for some appointments, and then he just got another job. Hey, Marie. Still a lineman, but he's now in North Dakota. Not yet. He will be moving when he gets back. In a few days, he'll be moving to North Dakota. So that kid, he's just going all over the country already, and that's one of the reasons he wanted to be a lineman, because he did want to travel and see the United States as much as possible. So his wish is coming true. Hi, Melody. Okay, let's get started at 7 o'clock, and I told you about my weekend and what's coming up. So let's talk about Stampin' Up and stamping. Today, I'm going to show you a project. It's a Christmas organizer. I think that if we have, hey, Jean, if we have an organizer ready in the next few weeks for the upcoming holiday, I think it will help us keep us organized. So I made this book, and I'm going to show you how I made it and what I used to make it. And I think it'd be very, very useful for you to make one for yourself, to list, the gifts, people you have to buy for, things you have to make for dinner or treats, or dates of parties that are coming up that you're going to go to, anything to do with the holidays, what you need to buy, wrapping paper, this, that, and the other thing, sales, specials, all the things, addresses, all the things that you do. If we had one book, hey, Bren, and we could put all the things we need to do in one place, I think it would help a lot. So I made this, and guess what? They're also great, great gifts. This would be very nice to give to somebody so they can stay organized too. They might use it for a whole different reason than you do, or that I do, but that's up to them, but it's a cute little gift. So let me turn you around, and we're going to get started. I'm going to show you this guy. Okay. All righty. And I'm going to move it over there a little bit. You can see the DSP, but that's okay. All right, so again, welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev. Thank you so much for being here. I am your host, Beverlee Morales, and I live in Tracy, California. I have an August host code, and what that means is if you place an order with me on my website, right here's my website, and your order's under $150, please remember to use this host code when it shows you a little place to put a host code. Here it is. And then that accumulates all the orders that were under $150 for me at the end of the month. And then I earn some product that way. So I really appreciate, if you're not earning the product, that you use this host code to help me earn some more product. Now, if your order's $150 or more, you do not use this host code because you're going to earn the free stuff. And so we're all good there. Hello, Michelle and Linda, and I think I missed somebody else, but welcome, welcome. I also have a YouTube channel. If you want to watch the replays there, you can, and the address is just my name. And then if you win something, want to talk to me, have questions, just email me. That is how you will catch me the quickest. Okay, here is a list of the items I use for tonight's project. If you want to snapshot that, and then if you want to know what I used, you will have it there in front of you. And I noticed that I left off the cut and boss machine, but you guys kind of already know that you have to have one of those. And then my snips, I forgot those too. So here we go. Here's the list. And then I will show you the items on the list because some of them are new. There is this new designer series paper, and I'm telling you, honestly, this paper is probably the first paper that I couldn't decide which piece to use for my books. So I think making many books, I can use these papers. They're in the new mini catalog. If you're a demonstrator, you already have that. If you're a customer of mine, I will get them to you soon. It's called Sentimental Christmas. And here is the code if you want to jot that all down, but it is on the list that I showed you a minute ago. All right, let me show you. It's 12 by 12. And let me show you the prints. We're going to just show you this side, and then when I get back to the boots, I'll turn it over and show you the other side. Now look how vintage this paper is. I absolutely love it. Hi, Heather. Hi, Diana. What do you think? Isn't it just precious? And it goes slow so you can get a good look at it. This one, and then the one I'm using tonight. Here's part of it. This one, look at that ribbon. That cute. Hi, Pat. Okay, so let me flip this over. Look at this. If you're a scrapbooker, beautiful. This is the back side. Look at these. Some stripes, classic stripes. I love the crumb cake snowflakes. A great wrapping paper. Yes, look at this one. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so this is the paper that I used tonight. I'm surprised on how I cannot get away from using this bundle, keeping tabs. I'm using my bundle, which is the bundle that comes with, I chose the punch bundle, but there is a die bundle as well. The die bundle's a little bit cheaper. Hey, Carrie. So you can choose to order the stamp sets with the punch, or the stamp sets with the dies, or just the dies, or just the punch, or just the stamp set, however way you want to do it. But I'm using the Happy Holidays and For You to Do. I'm going to use those two stamps and the punch. I'll leave the punch right here. My stamps are already on blocks. This is in the new mini. It's called Peaceful Evergreens. It's a beautiful tree set with snow and some swirls. And then it has gorgeous dies to cut out the trees. Let's see what else is in here. And some other, that looks like a bow. I think this makes a bow, and I haven't done it yet because I was just so excited the way these trees cut out. So you stamp and cut out a tree with these, and then you cut this out, and it layers on top for a 3D effect. And then there's snowflakes, a big die for snowflakes also that'll make the little holes in your paper. So it's a beautiful, beautiful set of dies. I'm going to be using the largest tree and the 3D cutout for that one. And then I look at you guys when you place your orders with me. I look and I see that a lot of you have ordered Spotlight on Nature. And I used the dies in the bundle, the Spotlight in Nature dies. I didn't use the stamp set, but I used the dies that come with it because they're all these circles. See, the red paper is still in that one. And there's just all these circles that nest into each other. So here's some more. So if you want just the dies, they're a great set of dies for circles, for layering, and you can't go wrong with these. These are just like something that works with everything. Okay, and the die that I'm using tonight is this one with a little dash dot on it. Hey, Florence. Okay. So, oh, and also I'm using in the tree, what are they called? Evergreen. Peaceful Evergreen dies. I'm also using the star, and then here's the little 3D piece that goes on top, but I'm going to be showing you all of this. You use those dies all the time, such a bargain. All those circles, I'm sure that's what you're talking about. They sure are. I'm using Garden Green and Real Red ink. Hi, Marcia. I need my Take Your Pick tool and my liquid glue and my mini glue dots. And look at these adorable peppermint, self-adhesive peppermints. Number 164050 in case you want to, well, they're on the list too in case you want to write these down. Now, we can't order yet. This is, and on my list it says if this is in the new mini, which these are, and this bundle, the Evergreen bundle, is in the new mini, okay? And so is this new cherry cobbler and gold ribbon. It's gorgeous, it's narrow, and it's light, and that's also on the list there for you, but there's the number there. Yes, they're in 3 different sizes. They're just wonderful. I combined my project. I also used the gold trim that comes in the gold and silver 1/8 inch trim combo pack that you guys, it's in the annual catalog, and you guys may have this already. I've tried to convince you. Here's the silver. Oh, no, that's not it. To get this because you can just use it all year long. Okay, so let me put everything back in my basket so when I need it, I don't have to hunt for it. Okay, there we go. Let's show you the project. Look at this little organizer. It says Happy Holidays, and it has a little forest of trees on the front and the little stocking DSP that comes in the pack that I showed you. There's also a stamp set that coordinates with this DSP in the new mini. And hi, Paula, and it's absolutely darling. Here are the ribbons, and let's open this up. On the inside, I took some of that DSP and I cut a piece in there. And this is where you could write, let's say I'm giving this, I just saw Paula's name, to Paula from Bev, Merry Christmas. I hope this helps you organize your season. And then look at the tabs. with the tab punch, with the DSP, and those little peppermints right there on the tab. Is this not absolutely darling? Look at the first page with a tree. This is stamped and die cut tree. And then what I decided to do on my second tab, there's another tree. Where the third tab is, there's another tree. And where the fourth tab is, there's a fourth tree and the stars. So you can use the tabs, you can stamp them with black ink, and in the Keeping Tabs stamp set, it's so convenient because there is my list, notes, menu, to do, so you could use those if you needed to, or you could just write in what you want your tabs to alert you to. Okay, so where did you get those books, Bev? Well, here they are. Hi, Lena. There are a bunch of these books at the Dollar Tree. This one is different cover, different color. I think the background was white. I looked for more white ones but couldn't find them, so I said, well, I'm going to cover them anyway, so it didn't matter to me what they looked like because I'm going to cover them up, and they're only $1.25. Okay, so I am going to give you dimensions, but that's dimensions for this book. So all you have to do is measure your books that you find, any type, smaller, bigger, whatever kind you want, and cover them in the same way with your dimensions, okay? So just want to mention that. So we're going to need, for my project, we're going to need garden green cardstock. We're going to need a little bit of, I'm still using my gold foil because I have it, but on the list I put the metallic, textured metallic 12 by 12 specialty paper on there for you. You need real red cardstock, and I cut that one out in advance just to save a little bit of time. You're going to need basic white cardstock for cutting and stamping as well. Okay, so let me keep those right here for me. And then your designer series paper cut to fit your book. This one is already cut, and what I did was I cut it at 5.5. Put this back, yeah, 5.5 wide by 8.25 long, because that is the size of my book. After I cut this at 5.5, I put it back in my trimmer and I cut off 1/4 inch like this. So I'm going to show you that, but let me get this down right now so it's out of our way. I'm going to take my liquid glue and I'm going to just put a little bit of liquid, hi Olive, and on my strip here. And see where my book has a little seam down, a little binding there? I'm just going to cover that up with this little strip. Right like that, because I don't want this hot pink color showing. Because I'm using liquid glue, I can move this around and get it in the spot that you want it. Now we're going to cover the top the same way. You can put the glue on the designer series paper, or you can put the glue on the book, whichever way's right for you. That part really doesn't matter. So I'm gonna do the back as well because I'm a back freak. And I'll show you on the trimmer how I did that. Okay, so right now I want to concentrate on getting this as lined up as I can. There we go. Okay. Let's take our bone folder. What's on my bone folder? And smooth that all down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this over because my book is rounded. Hi, Cookie. The corners are rounded on my book. but my corners are not rounded on my designer series paper. So this is where you're going to take your snips, and you're going to open up your book and just cut off that little, just round it with this. Now, yes, we do have, well, Stampin' Up! Doesn't currently have corner rounders for sale, but you probably have one. The problem is, if your book is smaller than your corner rounder, then you might round too much paper. So I'd rather just snip it and make sure we get it right. Okay. So what is Jean saying? Holidays can be such a busy time. This is an awesome idea to stay organized. Yes, it really will help. As you think of things you need to do, you grab this little guy and then you write down what it is you need to remember to do, and you will be set. Just go to that book. You know, let's say you're having a dinner. Who's coming? Well, write it down, and then you have your list there, and you'll know how many to cook for. Now, what did I say? 5.5? I didn't write it down, so I better measure again. Yes, 5.5 is what I cut it down to originally, so 5.5. And then 8.25, I think I said. Yeah, okay. I love this glass mat for my measurements, right there handy for me. 8.25. Okay. That didn't cut all the way through. Let me go back over. Okay, there we go. And keep this piece. This is the piece you can use on your inside of your book. Okay, so here we go. And then I needed to cut 1/4 inch off. Let's make sure we're doing everything right. I want to teach, this is the one that's done. I want to teach you to check so you don't make a boo-boo. Now, if you laid this all the way on like that, yes, it fits, but you have this seam here that when you bend your book, it might bend your paper too much. So that's why I cut it down to 5.25, and I use that 1/4 on the strip here. So we have our fold that's movable and easy to use. So I'm going to take 1/4 strip off now. And then this will fit on this part of the book, and this is going to cover this spine here. Now, this book is pink, so I want to cover that as well. This book was white, so I didn't feel the need to cover that. Hey, Vera. Okay, so I'm going to take the strip that was left. If that happens to you, if you have a book color that you don't want showing, well, let's do the 8.25 first, the right length. Okay, and then another 1/4 strip. So we have all 3 of those 1/4 strips on the book covered with designer series paper. Okay, so there we go, and these 2 are leftovers. So for each book, I had these pieces left. Okay. All right, so let's put this down again. I prefer putting down the strip, the skinny strips first. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Again, using my liquid glue. Yeah, so my great-granddaughters, they're 5, 4, and my great-grandson is 1 3/4. Their names are Capella, she's 5, and Luna, she's 4, and Atlas, he is 1 3/4, to turn 2 in November. And the girls were saying, Omi, that's my daughter. My daughter's birth mom is German, and so my daughter called her grandma, her birth grandma, Omi. So now that she has grandchildren, they call her Omi. It's so cute. Okay, Bev, you're talking. Let's make sure we've got this going the right direction. Yes. And they're, Omi, we want to get in the pool. And she's like, okay, but we didn't bring a bathing suit, so you guys can just get your feet wet, all right? And they're like, sure, 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 sure. Oh boy, plunge, boom, in, dresses and all, soaking wet. It was so funny. I was laughing. I said, Jen, why on earth? She's like, oh my gosh. I said, why on earth did you for 1 second think that those girls were not going to get all the way in the water? Silly girl. And so it was so cute watching them. And you know what the best part of being a grandma, great grandma, you guys all know, hey, Barbara, is that you get to watch all the fun. They get to run after the kids, and then they take them home and they're exhausted and you just had a great day. I love it. There is a God. No, it's just so fun. They're so cute. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the back. And like I said, only because I didn't want the hot pink showing on this one. Now this book is going to be part, now just part, there will be product also, but this book is going to be part of my monthly giveaway. So if you place an order with me this month, you're gonna get entered to win a prize, and whatever that prize is, I keep it as a surprise. You're going to get this book as well with the prize, right? And so I have 2 of them made already, so I'm going to let you pick the one you want. Now I use the dies that I talked to you about, the Spotlight in Nature dies. I use those to cut this out already in advance, and I'm just going to lay this right here on my book and get that part done as well. And so then we have a 3-wheel bicycle here with a basket on the back, and my son-in-law put Atlas in the basket and rode him around the yard. And my in-laws were here, and my in-laws are so cute. They're all, anytime those babies are coming to your house, please call us. Now my in-laws live all the way in Sonora, and they drive all the way to Tracy, which is like I'm going to guess, I think it takes us an hour and a half to get to their house. They drive all that way to see these kids. They just love them. And the girls, Atlas is a little bit too small yet, but the girls are like, great grandma's here, great grandpa's here. And that thrills my Barbara and Jean, my in-laws, so much. Oh my gosh, they love those kids. It's so fun to watch all these generations and all the memories being made. Almost forgot to cut those edges off like I showed you on the front. Okay, so there's our book so far. So now I'm going to go over to my dies and my cut and emboss machine, and we're going to cut out the star, and that's going to be with the gold foil. I need to stamp a Christmas tree. And you know, I have to tell you, I think I've told you very few times before, but garden green's not my favorite green, but it goes, I have all the colors regardless if they're my favorite or not, because even though it's not my favorite, it might be somebody else's. Plus it matches or at minimum coordinates with our designer series papers, right? Hi, Irene. And so, oh my gosh, on this project, I love it. Let me see if it'll fit this way so I can get more of them in there. I just need one for tonight, but frugal, and I know I'll be making more of these trees. So stamp that tree down, and there it is. And then we're going to take this die. Let me cut it so I have more space on my machine when I get to that part. Okay. I forgot what I was saying, but we're going to cut out this tree with the die that comes in the bundle. Okay, that's taped down. Then I've got my little star, and I'll be cutting that out. And then I have my garden green cardstock, and I'm going to cut out the 3D part of that tree. Okay, so let's get my machine. And you know, here's an idea. When you come to open house, those of you who are able to come, if you want to buy your books, buy the designer series paper, but you don't have the dies, or it's not in your budget right now to get the machine, or you're not sure if you'll use the machine enough to purchase it, whatever your reasons are, when you come to open house, you just grab a seat and you bring out your books and your designer series paper, and then you say, Bev, where's your stamps to make that book? And I hand them to you, and my inks and my dies, and away you go, making your projects. And you can get as many done this month and then next month, or whatever you want to do. So that's what open house is meant to do: give you a time, a place, a mentor, the tools to get your projects done. Plus, there's always a free make and take, and you guys remember we're going to make those little treat boxes this coming up month. In fact, Lori will be here in the morning. Lori's my assistant, and she will be cutting cardstock and stuff for me and getting the boxes prepared for the 5th of September for open house. So here's my little gold star, and then here is the tree. Now this one you're going to need your bone folder to poke at it and get the little pieces away from the actual die. There you go, like that. And then the stamp tree comes out very easily. Okay. I'm going to need some more gold hearts, but I didn't cut them out in advance, and so I'll add those later. You guys will see how it works. Okay, so, oh, I know what I forgot. One more thing. I need one white circle die. That's what this scrap was for. And there's my circle die. And we'll cut that out. Then we'll have everything cut out and ready to go. Look how pretty that circle is. I just love it. I love the pattern around the sides. I heard something drop. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Let's take the little row of stamps of trees and our garden green again. And this is from the Peaceful Evergreen stamp set. Since I'm using so many different products today. And I do that, hi Deborah French, I do that so you can see everything I've showed you in the past, things that you may have, coordinate together, and see how much it stretches your projects by having these things. Okay, now I need my real reds. I'm going to close this so I don't mix up my colors. And I am going to stamp Happy Holidays. Did I not take that one out? Birthday, sympathy, Happy Holidays right here. That's in the keeping tabs. Okay. And this is real red ink. And I'm just going to stamp Happy Holidays right there. Okay. Back to our book, back to our glue. And place that right on top of the bigger one. So see how they nest on top of each other, larger and smaller and smaller and smaller. They're such pretty, pretty, pretty dies. Spotlight on nature dies. Okay, now this ribbon. Oh my goodness, this ribbon is gorgeous. So I'm going to open up my book, and I'm going to bring the ribbon around, and I'm going to pull enough for my book to make a good sized bow. So I could tell you measurements, but your book might be different. I'll cut it and I'll tell you my measurement, but like I said, your book, depending on what you buy, might be different. So you'll have to measure on your own that way. Okay, let's bring that up. And I'm going to tie one bow here. I just thought of something else. If somebody tells you, one of your grandchildren or your daughters or sons or whoever you buy for says, "Ooh, Mom, if you're going to get me something for Christmas, I really would like da-da-da-da-da-da," you could write it down in here. And then you don't have to remember what is it they said. Or how they tell you, "Oh, our kids, they really want this game." And you're all, "What the heck is that? How do you spell it? Where do you get it?" You can take this book and write it down, and they'll probably say order it on Amazon, but anyway, you'll know what they want, what child wants what, and I think it's just going to make our lives so much easier. So then I'm going to grab the gold, and I'm going to take a smaller piece of this ribbon. Hey, Carol. And I'm just going to slip it right underneath the first knot here. And then just tie a second bow right on top of the first one. Pull it really, really tight. And then make a bow. If you have enough legs, now remember, things can go off because this is a book. It's not a card. It's not going to go in an envelope or need to be in specific places. If you have enough of the legs left, you can tie that a second time. And then take a minute to fluff up your bows, your loops, and get a really pretty bow there. Isn't that gorgeous? Doesn't that look pretty? Now, if you want it to stay still, this is when you grab your mini glue dots. And you take your pick tool. And you just put a little mini glue dot right underneath the knot of that bow. And there she sits still. Okay, so I thought it would be cute on this book to take one of the leftover pieces, but it's busy. So I took a piece of white and I'm going to glue that onto the DSP. You love it, Carol? Yay! And this is where you can write your little note to whomever you give it to, or the year that you had this book for whatever reason, and just keep little notes for yourself. I'm going to take the smaller tree and the garden green just to fancy this up a little bit. The other book I'll show you in a second, it was fancy all on its own because the designer series paper made it so cute. It is, Vera, it really is. There we go. All right, we've got our little tree. And then in red, just to stay with the theme of the front of the book, the green and the red there, I'm going to stamp "For You." And then "For you to do." So your friend knows this is a little to-do book. Okay, now you take your glue again. I have so many friends that do Blue Christmas, so this is perfect. The other side of the paper would be perfect for them. Let's open this up. Okay, and set this right on the inside so you can write a little message to whomever it is you're giving this to. All right, and while we're there, and hold this down with this for a second. Okay, while we're there, let's take this tree, and I'm not going to put a tree. Oh, I'm so glad, Diane. I'm not going to put a tree on every single page. I'm not going to stamp every single page. You certainly could, and whoever gets this book will say, my goodness, Martha Stewart, you are amazing. Yeah, it is simple. It's just the pieces. So if I was making it, I would stamp all my trees, cut them out, cut all these little guys. I'm going to call them the spines. Cut them out. And then put your book together. And then all your stars, you know, you can cut out these things, more than one thing out at a time. And you're ready to go. So there's when they open up their book, they see this first page. But we need tabs. So, hi Debbie. So remember I said we had this paper left over. Okay, well we take that and we punch out, I think I had 4. So you can make as many tabs as you'd like to make. Let's see. I don't want to go in this direction. 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then you just fold them in half. And remember, if you watched my live on Wednesday, you saw that I made pumpkins with these. Okay, so we're gonna just put some glue on the tabs. And if you're going to write, let's say you're gonna write Christmas list, do that before you put them on your book so it's easier to write it, you know, write it across there. And then page number 1, I am just gonna glue it to the paper. And then the cuteness, the heck of cuteness. Oh my gosh, I can't even stand it. These peppermints. Where are they? There they are. These peppermints. There's large and small. So remember, I open up my peppermints from the side rather than opening up the adhesive part. I'm going to take them all the way out so I can show you that there's little tiny ones and then there's bigger ones. I'm going to take the bigger one today. They have adhesive on the back already, and I'm just going to stick it right there in the middle. Look how cute. What do you think? You guys liking this? I know a few of you are. So if you haven't purchased this keeping tabs yet, you might want to think about it. Now grab a few pages, however many you think you're going to need for that area. Oh, good. There's some hearts. And we're going to just put this, well, let me get it on there and then I'll talk about it. So I want to get it on there straight. Okay. So now you just want to come down a little bit from the first one. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me put glue on all of these. That's what I should be doing. So darn cute, Cookie says. And, okay, don't get stuck on Christmas. I only say these things because, you know, we see a demonstrator do something and we say, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I'm going to do that exact same thing. La, 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 la. All right. How about a floral one, an everyday one? How about a Halloween book? How about, you know, writing your notes about my grandchildren this or my children that, you know, at Halloween time, or some recipes or whatever it is that you need, not just for holidays, for all the time. We need to stay organized. I don't know about you. I try to use my phone. I try to keep my, you know, the notes in my phone, but I find it much easier if I can grab a book. It's just my age. That's all I can say. And read, you know, my hair appointments, my doctor's appointments, my going out to lunch with Tom, Dick, or Harry, and, you know, just all the things. And this will just keep you organized. And it's so stinking cute. It's one of a kind, that is for sure. Now, I'm sure you have a hairdresser. I'm sure that you have, you know, different post person that drops off your mail, different people that service, do different things for us all the time, that you just want to give a little something to show your appreciation. My mail guy picks up my catalogs and stuff from my front porch because they don't fit in my mailbox. And my yard is big, so he has to, you know, leave his little truck and come all the way up to my porch and get my books. I leave a little message in my mailbox that says, can you pick up the packages on the porch? And he does that. So I had some catalogs that I mailed out the other day, and on top of the catalogs, I packaged a box of chocolate chip cookies. And I said, for you on there. And then the next day, I had some that didn't make it. I wasn't ready for them yet. So the next day, I went out there when I saw him coming, and I handed him some more catalogs, and he said, thank you so much for the chocolate chip cookies. They were so good. I said, oh, good. Now, here's where I need some more stars, like I was telling you. But I'll do those later. But I did the trees in advance and didn't dawn on me to do the stars for some reason. Probably all the company I had and all the places we're going and doing. I'm starting to get overwhelmed with that, actually. So I forgot my stars. But isn't this fun? Teachers, if your children, if you have grandchildren or children that are going back to school, just went back to school night, take your teachers, give your daughter, your son, a little book for the teacher to keep her notes in. I know they would appreciate it with a cute little matching pen or pencil. I love them, ladies. In a notebook, let me see, same here. I like writing things down in a notebook. Always have a cute one I have made. Good, these are really cute. Oh, good, thank you. So here you go. The designer series paper in this pack is absolutely adorable. It's vintage. And I'm going to tell you something. The reason I picked this and the reason I'm going to ask you to buy this sometime before the catalog expires is because if you buy the suite that it comes in, or if you just buy the designer series paper, Stampin' Up! Is going to give $3 to children's literacy all over the United States. So whenever I see that when you purchase something, that it will be part of the money will be donated to a good cause, then I want to ask you guys to purchase it so we can support these children, and we can have it for Christmas, or we could have this one for Christmas, of course. But it's just such a good feeling to know that you're giving just by purchasing something you wanted anyway. Functional and pretty book, great as a journal too, absolutely. So you could fancy this up. You could have bells hanging off of it, whatever you want to do. So run with it, ladies. If you do make one with current things that you have, if you make one just like this, if you make a Halloween one, a Thanksgiving one, a Valentine's one, whatever you do, send me an email with a picture. Some of you do that. Some of you get off my lives and go make whatever I just showed you to make, and you send me pictures, and I just love seeing your creativity. All right, ladies, you take care. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks, Becky. Thanks for sharing.